One of the toughest things to do in all of college football is win on the road. When you're a ranked team going into a hostile environment, these fans are ready to knock them off course. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the home of the USC Trojans, the storied Los Angeles Coliseum. As we'll see the number 21 team in the country, the Michigan Wolverines, taking on a fellow Big Ten foe, the USC Trojans. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. The Trojans will kick it away to start us off. On the move from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. The Wolverines offense has the ball first today. As we take a quick look at the impact players for today's game, what players did you guys look to for motivation to make an impact during your playing days, Jesse?
Well, it was the guys we relied on each and every week. We came into the season expecting these types of guys to be our biggest weapons, and every week those were the guys that had to deliver for us in order to have success.
And it's just fun to have those guys that are consistent. Like, they lead by example, then they start to learn their voice and lead the team. But every week, guys that you can count on, they punch the clock, and they're hard workers.
From the gun, the running back has it. And he's stuffed by that big defensive tackle up front. This crowd trying to make life miserable for this offense. Looking for a man. It's Underwood. I don't think that's the way they drew it up. Incomplete. The Wolverines decide to punt it away. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. Surprisingly makes a fair catch just outside the 40-yard line. So USC's offense headed onto the field. Our first look at them today. And they're going to have to contend with a secondary that is one of the best in the nation, Jesse.
And they're a complete secondary, too. When you watch them on film, they're very good defending the pass in coverage, and they can play man and zone. But I like them, David, because they're not afraid to put their face in the fan. Everybody in the back end likes to tackle and likes to be physical. That's what makes them special.
Yeah, and it's just an elite group in the back end. Multiple guys that win their individual matchups, which makes it hard to run offense. And this is a group that, yes, they tackle well, they see the football well, they break on it well. You better worry about the ground game. You better get some kind of deception going against this secondary.
And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Well, there was really nowhere to go for the quarterback with that football. He's just trying to check it down to his running back, and the defense was there, and they made the play.
Fires to the wideout. Complete in the middle. Good, solid pickup there. Now they can start to smell it with a first down at the 31.
It's a really nice job out there making the catch. I feel like fans are always expecting one of these Trojan receivers to be in the conversation for being best in the country, right? Because of the success they've had in the past and certainly in more recent years. There's a lot of pressure to play that position now at the Coliseum and at USC. But this guy right here, he has been making his mark on this offense.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. Quarterback on the keeper. Got enough for the first. And he found plenty of running room on that one before the defense was finally able to get it down. And the Trojans back to the line on first down. Let's see if they keep leaning on this running game. They're in the red zone and they'll pass it. He's got it on the move. He's all the way down to the 2-yard line. Just spectacular execution there. The Trojans are threatening on first and goal. Looking downfield, it's Mayava. A little screen to the running back. Touchdown, Southern Cal! Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board. Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. They marched 58 yards for the touchdown on that one. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. He'll bring it out. It's Marshall. Smacks him with the stiff arm. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. They went 3 and out on their first possession, now to see if they can be more productive this time around. Looking to throw on first down. Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's first down.
This is the most annoying thing in the world for a defense, is when you start to play all these plays and all these pass concepts and routes, and then you let the quarterback get outside the pocket, and he takes off, and he gets a first down. Like, so much to defend. That is the hardest thing to defend, because you don't know where it's going to happen on the field and when it's going to happen.
Handoff from the gun. Plows through the defense.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
Looking to fire. Throws for the tight end. Got a man in the middle. Makes the grab and a nice gain. Gets it to the 35. Making great decisions. That's what all of the legendary Michigan quarterbacks have done. John Navarre, Elvis Gerbach, and the guy, can't remember, drafted in the 6th round by the Patriots.
Yeah, that guy, what was his name? Tom Brady? Yeah, I think that's his name. Yeah, he was pretty good too. But when you think about Michigan, you don't always think about the quarterbacks, and you don't always think about airing it out. But again, if you want to be a great college football team nowadays, you better be able to throw that pigskin.
Line getting set on second down. The run from the shotgun. Drives ahead for 3 to the 27-yard line.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They'll get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this.
Turning it on. That'll be enough for the first down, and now they've got it at the 15-yard line.
Well, this offense didn't get off to the start they wanted, going 3 and out of the gate. But on the second drive, they're doing much better. They're finding a rhythm, and I think a big part of that is establishing the running game. And really nice job on that last one, picking up the first down.
Going to work on second down in the red zone, is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Got it! Gets it inside the 5, down to the 4, and it'll be first and goal. And the Wolverines started this drive backed up in their own end, and now they've moved into position to score. A first down run on the doorstep. And he is stopped, not getting close to the end zone. Line of scrimmage still at the 3. They've got it down to the 3. Now it's second and goal. Looking downfield, it's Underwood. Lets it fly. Touchdown, Michigan! Quick strike through the air for the score.
One of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was, we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. And David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not, so being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get him. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. They had to stand by and watch that scoring march, and now it's up to them to find a way to answer it. Gets it across the 30 to the 31, a pickup of 5. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. To the air on second down. Quarterback needs to make a better throw there, incomplete. And the Trojans come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep this drive moving. In the gun and looking to throw on 3rd down. He's going to let one fly down the middle. That pass falls incomplete, and it wraps up an entertaining first. Both offenses doing damage. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Entertaining first quarter, and we are all locked up after one as we take a quick look at some stats. They fought to a standstill in the first. Let's see who gets the edge early in the second. The Trojans send out the punt unit. Now on the return. They make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. This could be a real turning point in the game. They scored a touchdown. They got a stop, and now a chance to break the tie.
Yeah, this offense has got it cooking, man. And how about the defense? Great job getting that stop, getting the football right back to the hot hand. Now this offense, Palmer, has a chance to take the lead.
You can see the offense, too. They understand the situation right now. They were jonesing on the sidelines to get another opportunity to run back on the field. They are ready to drive this ball and go score.
Nice job by the defense staying glued to him, getting him on the ground as soon as he catches the football, knowing he's a threat. I'm not going to let this guy get out of my sights. Nice job by the D.
And they fail to hook up on 3rd down. The Wolverines will try to pin them back with the punt. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. He looks it in and makes the fair catch, and they'll have it at the 32. And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. Last time they had it, didn't pick up a first down. Let's see if they can put something together here. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Dropping back, it's Mayava. Plucks it out of the air. Breaks into the open. Oh, and what a move, what a juke, and he makes it past the marker. The offense setting up shop at the 46, 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. Quickly to the tight end. Really good concept there to get things going and use the tight end early.
Yeah, I mean, just such a great job on 1st down, setting up an easier 2nd down. Understanding I don't always have to push the ball down the field, but see the tight end, make the throw. No, it's not a big gain, but it makes life really easy on me on 2nd down.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. And the Trojans come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to keep the drive alive. Wants to throw on 3rd down. Grab near the sticks. It's Sanders. They'll finally get him on the ground, but not before he makes it to the 30 and gets a 1st down. The Trojans are moving quickly down the field. Wide receiver going in motion. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. Dropped after a pickup of 3 down to the 26. After the productive 1st down play, it's 2nd and 6. Back to pass. Snagged in the middle. It's Lemon. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that 1st down marker.
Wow, the quarterback knew he had to get that one to his receiver quickly on the in route. Did you see the velocity on that throw?
They'll run the sneak for it.
Man, let's not make football hard. The quarterback sneak has worked, and it continues to work. Keep using it until they stop it on those short yardage plays.
Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Quick strike complete. Now the connection takes it to the 11. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Dropping back, it's Mayava. Going for 6. Can't make the grab as he was looking for his man right at the goal line.
And you're not going to see many of those. That's a gift for this defense. You don't see this guy miss very often, especially to put 6 on the board. That was a big missed opportunity for this quarterback and this offense.
On 3rd and short, they'll try to throw for it. He's got it on the run. Touchdown, Trojans! A great catch and run for 6. Man, he didn't just put it on his numbers. If he were throwing it at a front porch, he would have put that right in the keyhole. What a precise pass.
Right in the keyhole, right on the button, right on the face mask, whatever it was. Great throw, great timing. Nice job by the quarterback.
Ready to try the point after. And the PAT gives them a 14-7 lead. An impressive 66-yard touchdown drive. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. On the run from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. He'll toss it. Keeps it moving for a 3-yard gain to the 24. Clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and they've got a chance to lock this thing up before the break. Got 3 on 1st down at 2nd and 7. They're trying to slow that rush down with the draw. Out across the 30 mark, down at the 35 after the 10-yard gain. Ball is at the 35. It's 1st and 10. Gives it to the back on the draw. Gets it past the 1st down marker and still running. And they'll move the chains and get it to the 47-yard line. And the Wolverines will snap it on 1st and 10. Might as well give it to him again. They stop him at the 42, but they get it across midfield, pick up 10 and the 1st down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They've got it, 1st and 10 at the 42. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Lost 1 on that last one, it's 2nd and 11. Back to pass, it's Underwood. That, friends, is a busted play. Incomplete.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the 1st half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to...
Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49. So here they come going for it on 4th and long. The aftershocks of that earlier sack still reverberating. Big tight end makes the grab. It's a 1st down. He goes out of bounds after the big play, but there is a penalty marker on the field. Let's see what that one's about.
And the defender just way too handsy on that last play. You could see all the contact as the ball was in the air. You simply can't do it, and the referee's called it.
So it's 1st and 10 after that costly defensive penalty on 4th down. Use the play fake, now to throw. Looking down the middle. It's caught. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a 1st down.
QBs, when they see these zone coverages, man, some of them panic. Some of them throw it too quickly and can make bad decisions. I like how he waited a little bit, waited for the right window, the right opportunity. There's always going to be holes in zones. I just got to be a little bit patient.
Well, the QB decided to keep it on that one. And listen, if you had his athleticism, you'd want to keep it too. Almost every time they run these types of option plays. But he's just going to have to do a good job of understanding when to hand it off, when to pitch it, and try to keep this defense on their heels and read his keys. He's got a lot of talent. You just got to make sure he's making the right decisions moving forward.
They'll keep it on the ground for 1st and goal. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the 1st down line? Now it's 2nd and goal. Barrels ahead. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Wolverines.
Every coach in the country talks about finishing half strong. Man, how about that? You get the touchdown, a chance to tie this game up and take all the momentum into halftime.
Looking for the tie with the extra point. And they tacked on the extra point. They put it in the end zone with a 12-play scoring drive. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. Fielded in the end zone. It's Lemon. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Inside 30 seconds to play in the half. We'll see how aggressive they are on this drive. Looking for room. It's Jordan. And he's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage by the big defensive tackle. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Guys, looks like we've had a compelling start to things there in Los Angeles. And it's been a hard-fought battle today. Two teams out there playing ball and treating this crowd to a memorable first half. Seems to me, and I know I'm going to sound like a coach here, the team that limits turnovers and strings together productive drives is going to be the one celebrating a well-earned victory today. And with that, let's send it back to our men inside the world-famous LA Coliseum.
All right, Kevin, about ready to get things cranked back up here. The Wolverines will kick it off to start the second half. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. First drive of the second half, always fun to watch. You see what type of tweaks were made at the half, especially. There he goes! Across the 50-yard line on the huge pickup, and he's out of bounds at the 45. And the Trojans moving quickly to the line. Makes the grab. It's Lemon. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. So now it's second and long. To the air. It's Mayava. Works the middle of the field.
It's a nice job running the in route there by the receiver, and the best thing he did after he made his break, he didn't trail and fade away. He actually attacked the football. That's a good lesson for young receivers out there watching.
Wants to throw it. He lobs one high down the left side. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's fourth down. So they're going to send out the field goal unit to try a long one. From 56 yards out, what a power leg. Never a doubt about that one.
Well, that kid just showed off his hammer for a leg, 50 plus, and he did it with ease.
So after the made field goal, they'll kick it away and rely on their defense. He'll bring it out. It's Simpson. Gets it out to the 20, about 5 yards short of where he'd be if he'd just taken a knee in the end zone. So here comes the Michigan offense. Off-play action on first down. Finds the tight end. That'll be enough for a fresh set of downs. He gets it to the 32. Completing a forward pass was much like solving the Rubik's Cube for Michigan a year ago, but now, Jesse, they have the nation's top recruit in Bryce Underwood, and the key is to develop him.
Yes, because he is the future for Michigan. There is no question about it. We just saw just 2 seasons ago, when you've got a quarterback who's dynamic, who's highly recruited and developed, a guy like J.J. McCarthy, the sky's the limit for Michigan. You can win national championships. That's the hope for the Wolverines moving forward.
It'll be a first down from the 49-yard line. Off the play fake. Unloads it left. A strike downfield. They get him corralled, but not until he's in the red zone. They'll mark it at the 14.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
And the Wolverines come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Unleashes to the end zone. Touchdown, Michigan! And with that, they've got the lead here in the second half.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now on game day.
And they did tack on the extra point. Now to make sure this kickoff team covers it well to not give back that last score. The returner will field it and try to do some business. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. You want to talk about having a weapon to bail out a drive? David, that's why kickers are so important after that long field goal.
And listen, important is a relative term. We need to make longer passes and get better gains so we don't have to kick long field goals, Palmer, again on offense.
And they've got the weapons to do that, David. They just got to be able to dial those plays up. Guys have to be able to make them one-on-one to make life easier on this kicker who is so important to this team.
On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot there, and now it's 4th down. The Trojans will call on their punt team. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. He'll try to field the punt and see if he can give his offense better field position. And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Trying play action. Got it in the middle. It's Haynes. He stopped at the 45 after picking up 10 yards and the 1st down. Passing game kept this drive moving. Let's see if they try it again. Gonna run it. It's Haynes. This freshman makes the stop after a short gain.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on 3rd down. Pressure coming, and here's a fumble way behind the line.
Man, and this is why you practice 5 points of pressure with the football. You cannot put the ball on the ground. Doesn't matter how many defenders are around you or how hard you get hit. You cannot turn the football over and expect to win games.
And the ball comes to rest right there.
Nice job. A little hang time, getting it up in the air. It's coming inside the 10. That thing goes inside the 5-yard line. That is exactly how you draw it up.
Wants to throw on 1st down off the play fake. He's got it. And they'll do more than move the chains. They'll move that thing more than 30 yards down the field before he's finally stopped. Best uniforms in the sport, and a play is made befitting of those threads.
Well, this is not the format to have a debate back and forth. Not the best uniform in sports, but definitely always a lot of flash and sizzle with USC offenses.
Tried to hit him with a quick game on 1st down, and nothing doing there. And the Trojans have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Finds his man. It's Sanders. He works his way across the 40-yard line. They'll mark him out of bounds at the 41. Ball is at the 41 as this defense tries to force the punt on 3rd and long. Makes the catch. It's Strachan. That'll get the job done and move the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 45. The Trojans are moving quickly down the field. Looking to pass. It's Mayava. Throws to the tight end. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on 1st down. 2nd down coming. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Now on the counter. And they'll stop him after a minimal pickup.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
That'll be enough for the first down as they mark it down at the 31-yard line. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. To the air on first down. And the pass falls incomplete. That's how we'll wrap up the third quarter of play. But now, time for the fourth quarter. We've reached the end of the period, and Michigan has the lead. And sitting in a good spot as we wrap up the third. Let's take a look at our game stats while we have a break in the action. One quarter to go, and might we have the makings of a classic fourth quarter finish. They had a chance to mull things over, and let's see how they start the final period here on second down. The play action fake. And that pass will be jarred loose on second down. That brings up third down. Trying to pick up a first down. Looking to throw again. He'll pull it down. Quarterback got it himself. He gets the job done, picking up the first down, then getting down. And the Trojans had tough field position to start this drive, but they've been relentless in moving the ball methodically down the field. Catch in the middle, it's Trojans. Works his way to the 4-yard line, and they'll have it first and goal. So now the opportunity with a touchdown to take the lead. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Touchdown, USC! They've got the lead here in the fourth.
And the timing had to be perfect. Down here, this close to the red zone, the windows to throw into are so small, but the quarterback, his receiver, on the same page. With that touchdown catch, they now take the lead.
This one's big to make sure they can't beat you with a field goal. And it's good, and he's got the lead up to 3 late. They put it in the end zone with a 12-play scoring drive. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. And he takes this from inside the 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. Not the day they had hoped to have, but when you are a ranked team, you are going to get everyone's best shot. And now let's see if they... Oh, he's got some space. That'll be enough for a fresh set of downs. He gets it to the 32. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. With a first down, they'll snap it from the 32. Under fire. Stands in and takes the hit. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on. They're dealing with a second and long. The give on the option. Picks up the first down, still moving. And the defense finally makes the stop after the sweet run and good gain. The Wolverines have it with a 1st and 10. Pocket breaking down. Oh, it's picked off. Oh, at the worst possible time.
QBs have to understand, when I'm throwing against zones, I got to manipulate guys with my eyes. I might have to look one direction to create an opening to throw that ball or zip that ball in. I got to use touch. It's really hard when all eyes are on me, and you could tell the quarterback was not ready and did not make a good throw.
Makes the catch. Good, solid pickup there. Now they can start to smell it with a first down at the 31. Last completion moved the sticks in. Let's see if they try it again. The give as they work on that clock. Fights off the defender. Not much room. A pickup of 2 down to the 28. Time is on their side, and they're going to wind that play clock all the way down. Motion from the wideout. Back to throw. It's Mayava. Here's the pressure. Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion. Defense getting stingier in their own end of the field. It's 3rd and long from the 28. Under fire. Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33.
And that is a great job by the defense, containing and constricting the pocket. There was nowhere for the QB to go, and he did not have a lot of time. He went down quick.
And now on 4th down, they will put it on the shoulders of the kicker to save them with his foot. He boomed it through, a 50-yard field goal showing off that powerful leg.
How nice is it as a head coach to have a kicker like this? It makes these decisions on 4th down so much easier. Just strut him out there and let him stroke it through the uprights.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. After throwing the pick on the last drive, need to take care of the ball this time, Jesse.
We're going to find out a lot about this quarterback right here, too. How does he fight through adversity after that last drive?
Yeah, clear the mechanism, move on. That's a part of it, right? If you're going to be a great player, you got to learn how to handle these mistakes and move on.
They've got a 1st and 10 at the 34. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and time is of the essence for this offense to get things done. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Wants to go up top. Oh, they're after him. Quickly out to the tight end. At the 45, on his way. And he gets out of bounds to stop the clock. They've got a 1st down. They're in plus territory, and they've got a chance to win the game. This offense absolutely humming as they come to the line again. They'll run it from the gun. They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5.
And this offense doesn't have very many runs left in them. They try to sneak in the run. Nice job by the defense making the tackle, but they've got to try to maximize their time, maximize their plays to try to get some points on the board.
Well, you're making a positive out of a negative. And that time, quarterback, nice job buying time. He's trying to throw the football downfield. Nothing there, so instead of throwing it away and getting the incomplete, just get what you can.
Turning it on! What a play there, and he rips off a big one all the way to the 16-yard line. And the Wolverines look to do some damage in the red zone. They'll run it in the red zone. It's Haynes. Stopped at the 13-yard line as the drive continues. 2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. They'll run play action. Now adjusting. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a 1st and goal. He's got it and still on his feet. Touchdown, Wolverines! Hauled that baby in and then strolled into the end zone for the score.
Man, that drive right there is exactly what you dream about. That's how you want your offense to perform. Under a clutch situation, you take the ball down the field, get the score, and now an extra point away from taking the lead late in this ball game.
Big extra point coming. It would give them the lead late. And they did need that extra point to take the lead, and now they have it here in the 4th. And now we are set up for quite a finish. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll take a knee. It's a touchback save every second he can as they try to put together this final drive. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Looking to throw, it's Mayava. Rushes on him. And he can't get it off. Taken down. What a huge play this late in the game. They'll use a timeout here. You have to be certain at this point in the game. Bringing the heat. And the pressure will get there. The sack. Down he goes in the waning moments. That could be a costly play. On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. And the pass to the sideline will pick up a short gain. That play didn't have much of a chance to get the first down. Good job by the defense keeping everything in front.
Great job keeping everything in front, and most importantly, making the tackles. Dropping back deep, knowing he's 3rd and long.
Makes the grab, got the conversion, and still going. Offense takes a timeout, 27 seconds left. The Trojans have it with a 1st and 10. Wants to throw on 1st down. Oh, it's picked off. What a bad time for a mistake like that. The defense making a play to put an exclamation point on this one, and that ought to do it.
It's such a fine line offensively. Late in the game, you got to score, you got to make big plays, but you can't turn the football over. Big-time mistake. This one might cost them.
Running out the clock, a mere formality between them and a victory as we have victory formation coming. And the quarterback will just drop to a knee. You want to talk about building confidence? Coming through with clutch plays, making the winning plays at the right time can really set the course for the rest of the season.
Yeah, Reese, maturity and experience matters. And this team has guys that have played a lot of snaps. They've seen a lot of looks, and they've lost close games like this in the past. That wasn't the case today, David. Too many guys out there making big-time plays.
And I think belief is what you build. That confidence, you know you're going to win. You don't think you're going to win. You know you're going to make that play in the big moment that continues to build on week-to-week success. And you look up and you're like, dang, we strung a couple wins together.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.